All right, are you ready? Let's roll, nerds. Okay, Brock, you got an arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's rock and roll.
Good morning, how are you?
Hey, what's new, man?
Mr. Louis Etcherberger?
Come on out.
7 and 8.
Sorry.
Do you mind? All right, so you are Mr. Etchelberger.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're also charged with criminal mischief. In those cases, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Thank you, Judge. Judge, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance call in Harris County, Texas, and made contact with a complaining witness who stated that on April 28, 2025, she observed a prior resident, the defendant, caused damage to the apartment complex after a breakup with a significant other. The complaining witness stated that the defendant broke 3 flower pots and damaged 3 trash cans for a total of $405 worth of damage. On April 29th, the defendant came to the leasing office and demanded property. I believe that was left. The complaining witness asked the defendant if he was the one that caused the damage. The defendant stated he was not. Complaining witness and a witness then tried to get the defendant to leave due to him causing a disturbance. Defendant pushed his way through complaining witness and a witness. A law enforcement officer on scene serving civil papers attempted to detain the defendant. The defendant was able to get away and run from that law enforcement officer. Defendant was later detained when other law enforcement officers arrived on scene.
So the mischief, it's at an apartment,
That's correct, Your Honor.
his apartment?
I believe he was a prior resident of the apartments, Your Honor, and the property belonged to the apartment complex.
And that was my question this morning, Your Honor. I haven't stayed in an apartment in a long time, so typically apartment complexes don't give their property at a residence specific apartment complex.
You mean furnished?
Furniture, it's flower pots. I mean, why would an apartment complex have their flower pots out in front of a resident's apartment?
Okay, what all was allegedly broken again?
3 flower pots and 3 trash cans, Your Honor.
Are you saying it belongs to him? What are you saying?
I believe it belongs to him or to the partner, the former partner, the leasees, the people that lease the actual
Because if
premises.
it belongs to the other person, then it's a criminal mischief. You can't break someone else's property.
But he's not the complainant. The complainant is the leasing manager for the apartment complex. They're alleging that the property belongs to the apartment complex.
Your Honor, from the DEMS, it says that each 3 trash cans were $35 each. They're placed outside for residents to use for trash bags on all 3 levels of building 8, causing the property to.
So it's like, it must be, cans that officers put out there in case anyone needs to put trash in or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
As far as the interference is concerned, that I may have a problem with
I don't see how that was interference.
because what would they possibly put him in custody for?
So, Your Honor, just to clarify, I'm not, what the DIMS say, and they go to the great lengths to explain this, is that there was a deputy there who was serving some sort of civil paper.
Sure.
And that he had to stop serving the civil papers to go
To chase him.
detain the defendant, because the defendant, there was a disturbance in the leasing office. And at some point during that disturbance, the defendant got away from the deputy who was serving the civil papers.
Correct.
It's not really clear from the information. Is the serving the civil papers and having to stop that duty to go detain the defendant, or is it the defendant getting away from the deputy? If that's what the basis for the interference is.
And that's correct, John. Richard and I spoke about that this morning.
So you don't think there's PC on the interference?
I don't think there's PC on the interference, honestly, either way. If he's trying to serve papers,
I think I agree with you on the interference,
yes, Your Honor.
but I think that there's PC to go forward on the criminal mischief.
Yes, Your Honor.
No?
I'll dump the interference.
So I'm gonna find no probable cause to go forward in the interference. I don't think that they had a reason to, have you in custody or for you to interfere with.
Yes, sir.
I will find that there's probable cause to go forward on the criminal mischief. Is he staying there now or is he gone?
No, Your Honor, I think both individuals have moved away from the apartment
Okay,
complex.
so Mr. Eichelberger, the only thing I'm gonna ask you now, or I'm gonna order you, is not to go back to this place, not to have contact with the complaining witness.
I
Do you
understand.
understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond, not to be in possession of weapons as well. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Brock and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Just stay out of trouble. Don't pick up any new cases. I don't want to have to put you in jail.
I
You
understand.
become a danger to my community. It's not going to go well for you. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box while I get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And then after that, you're free to go.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Martha, do you have an arrangement?
No, you're still in arraignment.
Yeah, I don't think that there's much, but
All right, Judge Payton, Gonzalez, come on up. My left thumb.
all right. Good morning, Ms. Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. That kicks it up to a class A misdemeanor, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Judge, on March 20th, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers responded to a terroristic threat call. The complaining witness and the defendant are sisters, and complaining witness say the defendant is not allowed to go into a residence. The complaining witness's son mistakenly let the defendant and her husband in, and they drank a beer. The complaining witness texted the defendant about her being in the residence, and the defendant responded with threatening messages that stated the defendant will slap CW and show up at, slap the complaining witness and show up at the complaining witness's job. The complaining witness stated she feared for her safety.
What the hell does that mean? It's got to be serious bodily injury, man, or
Yes, Judge.
are we putting everybody in jail now for whatever?
Judge, that's really all I have.
Statute.
Sure.
Okay, what was it said exactly again?
Judge, the message that the defendant sent to complaining witness states, exactly. Bitch, don't talk out your ass because I will go to your house and slap you in front of your family. I'll even come to your job.
That's not imminent serious bodily injury. Come on. All right, I'm gonna find no probable cause, ma'am. As the old adage says, sticks and stones, right? Words will never hurt. They actually can. You have to be careful what you say, who you say it to, because it could end you, you could end up in hot water. I'm gonna find no probable cause in this case. The idea also is that if you don't have a good relationship with someone, it's probably best not to just inject yourself repeatedly in there because you're asking for trouble,
Right.
I mean, you now know. All right, man, please, just be careful, all right?
Your Honor, I'm filing dismissal.
Thanks. All right, ma'am, your case is being dismissed. If you want to copy the dismissal, you're free to wait. Otherwise, you're free to go. Okay.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Guzman, come on up.
You are here, Guzman.
Sorry.
Mr. Guzman, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with driving while intoxicated. On the assault case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. And on the DWI, you're facing up to jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 29th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle with an expired registration and initiated a traffic stop. The law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant driver and observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted that he had an open container of an alcoholic beverage in the back seat and admitted to drinking 2 to 3 beers.
While driving?
It's not clear as to when the drinking occurred. I'll check further in the dim summary. The law enforcement officer found an open 16-ounce Miller Lite can, half empty and cold to the touch under the driver's seat. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have unbalanced and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 4 out of 6 on the HGN, a 1 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 1 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant consented to providing a breath sample and blew a .112 and a .111.
Okay, now we have an assault, right?
Yes, sir, that one is open. And we need
Whoa. Whoa, so that was an open case.
Listen, Judge? That one was a open warrant for a few months. A non-arrest.
Okay, do you mind reading me what happened on the assault, please?
Absolutely, Your Honor. On March 1st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a family assault. A law enforcement officer met with the complaining witness who stated that the defendant is her ex-boyfriend. The complaining witness stated that they got into an argument over the complaining witness's inability to make him a sandwich. The complaining witness tried to stop the defendant from leaving, but the defendant closed the door on her hand. Later, the complaining witness was holding her child when the defendant bit her, causing bite marks and a bruise. The complaining witness stated that the defendant has assaulted her before, but she never reported it.
Mr. Guzman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case on both cases. I am ordering you as a, can you look to see any prior DWIs, please?
Yes, Judge.
I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I would think that it's freaking elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive for any reason. I don't care where you have to go. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care that you have to work. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kittens. You get into a car and drive. You will be signing an affidavit. This is a promise you are making to me that you're not going to drive. If you do, every single time that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand me? I'm also finding that there's probable cause to go forward on your assault case, and I'm barring you having any contact with this complaining witness. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. Get to know it, because if you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and probably will file additional charges against you. A violation of protective order, and that is the capital murder of misdemeanors. Mr. Guzman, I'm going to protect every single person in this county, whether they're on the street, whether they're on foot, whether they're on the house. And if you become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you. And I don't know who you have in this life, but if I put your bond at 10 to 20,000, if you don't have anyone to pay it, You will be stuck like Chuck in there until these cases are over with. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any prerogative, yes?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Guzman, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I can have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you. How much money you have coming in, what you're doing, what kind of car you have, any kind of retirement. I need to know everything about you, and then we'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Don't be a danger. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You get no more warnings. All right, Deputy Miranda.
One second. All right, go ahead, Ms. Owen. Judge, we have one more
Okay,
on page. We're 22 and 23. Rooker, Guzman, Rooker is sexual arraignment. Someone was attached, but from a long time ago.
I remember Mr. Rooker. So, I mean, where is he?
Rooker,
Come up, sir. Take a seat for me in the jury box. You know what? I don't, have you reached out to her? This case is 435 days old, and I know that she has a lot of history with him. I'm ready to put these babies to bed. So appointing another lawyer, it's going to take another month or two, and I don't want to do that. So, who are you guys?
We're his parents.
Parents? Okay.
Can we talk?
Not yet. Let me get a lawyer. I know. We're going to try to get a hold of her.
For this month, do you want to do random drug testing
On who?
on Guzman?
But let's
You
see.
do the-
Let's see.
Judge, that's it for now.
Okay.
Do I need to vote? No, we can do time.
I think, let me see.
I'm not. It's not good. If you want to go to the, if you want to go on 37. No, I mean, my stuff.
Okay.
If you want, if you have to check in with 37, I can see.
Ms. Gonzalez, if you want to come up, we can give you a copy.
I can't fix. Thank you.
Are we judge?
Yeah.
Judge, I actually have two cases, but they're both off docket.
Okay.
One of them is, I'll give the cause number, it's 252-5198. This one, we were here on Monday, okay? He needed to get the interlock, but he was out of town. My associate was here. You said you bond forfeited him. You said as long as he gets the interlock.
remember. Yeah,
Yes.
remember.
And then he's already filed a supervision order. And so if you could just reinstate him.
Did he get the interlock?
Yes, and he's already filed a supervision order.
Ready to go?
This is on.
I filed it, Your Honor. We signed the contract. I did file this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're good and you're filing.
It's filed it. I've already filed it. We probably should complete my review. And then we should.
Okay, I'll ask, I'll let her know that you reinstated it.
I did it yesterday, so.
Hopefully I did.
Oh,
I'll talk to her in a second.
yeah, okay.
And my other one, Judge, is a walkthrough.
Gonna bring him up?
He's my walkthrough guy. Yeah, he's out in the hallway. Let me grab him real quick.
Do you need a translator? Okay, yeah, please.
Do I have to call them and let them know?
She can and she cannot. What's your question?
For the protection order, it's still in effect.
It's still in
Right.
effect, correct?
Do I have
Yes.
to let them know about this?
Who?
The officers. You're gonna be able to know. Oh, your case is. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
May we approach on?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And what is your cause number?
Okay.
256-1688.
You get it?
I talked to Marcus.
Vasquez, right?
Yes, sir.
Shh. Okay, you are Kevin Vasquez.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Vasquez, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay,
Yes, Your Honor. On April 14th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers assigned to a follow-up investigation for failure to stop and give information. The complainant advised law enforcement officers that the defendant pulled out of a parking spot and struck the complainant's vehicle in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Complainant advised that the defendant left the scene without providing any information. Law enforcement officers went to the Chick-fil-A and found surveillance footage of the incident. Store manager stated that they recognized the defendant as one of their store employees who was on shift that day. Store manager provided the defendant's contact information. Law enforcement officers arrived at the defendant's residence and spoke to the defendant's mother, who confirmed the defendant had been driving the motor vehicle that day, but her husband was the registered owner. Defendant contacted law enforcement officers, provided his Texas ID and insurance information, and admitted driver of the motor vehicle on the date of the accident. Defendant stated he drove out of the parking lot and felt an impact, did not see anything on the ground, so he left and went home. Defendant stated he did not call the police or file a police report.
okay. Can you run his license, please?
Yes, Your Honor. And one other thing, Your Honor, we did get a damage estimate back, just for the damage purposes.
Oh, how much? Right.
$5,000.
It's,
But we've.
yeah,
I've spoken to
we've
Marcus.
talked about that, Judge, and we've watched the video and there's a lot of pictures of the
I mean,
damage.
it always depends on the car.
That's exactly correct.
Lambo.
That's why. It's an Audi, but it's a 2013 Audi. So I don't know, and it may be. So we'll figure it
I
out.
think we'll be able to. Help.
Insurance?
I'll find out. I don't know if he has insurance, but I'll
So
find out.
according to the DIMS, the defendant had turned insurance information over to law enforcement. I'm gonna talk to the complainant, see if there was anything filed, and maybe we do something with the deductible.
Sure. Do you see if he has a license?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll.
You're not allowed to drive, Mr. Vasquez, unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. That is a part of your bond condition. If you pick up another case, if I find that you're driving without either, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge. It's eligible, Your Honor.
Okay. You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Marcos and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. So do you mind filing those conditions and then we'll sign it? We're gonna have conditions for you to sign. Once you sign the conditions, after that, you'll be free to go.
You're right, that's just no driving without a valid Texas license and
And
insurance.
no insurance, right? So we need a bond because it's in warrant status now. Roxanne, do you mind giving me a PSR? And do you want the cause number? You have it? Okay. I don't know if I see anything. If barring no criminal history, I'll set the bond at $100. I'm gonna give you a PR bond now, but like I said, you will not get any more. This is your one chance. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Are you still employed at that Chick-fil-A?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so he's gonna have a ton of paperwork to sign. We'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset now. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, then you have to meet with Roxanne for your PR. Okay, thanks, Mark.
Appreciate it. Okay, just.
$100. Steph, do you have the cost?
Yes, ma'am. Right now, yes.
And
Good morning, Judge. Can we approach? We're approaching on Miss Torrance. She's in custody. They did the T-RAS. We got the report. They are recommending, and Judge Torrey, maybe keep me honest here. Which they're recommending residential treatment, but community, which means that she would have to pay for it. And just to be completely candid,
doesn't have insurance.
no,
She's not gonna be able to pay for it.
yeah.
Like-
The alternative to the residential is by another adult caseload, since you report 4 times a week, and then when it's got, I agree. That's right, the other version is on the page.
What do you think?
Well, I understand that the DWI YA is probably a good program, but if she has to report 4 times a week, that's setting her up for failure because she's not going to to work. Because no employer is going to let somebody take off 4 times a week.
But so reports.
I'm gonna assume they screened her for sober report and maybe she didn't meet the recommendations.
How not? How would she not? I mean, really?
Her BAC was like 0.62, denied when he used since November 2024. So basically what she, I don't know, based
mean-
on what she's telling the assessors.
It's
Judges,
completely just,
just to give you a little, what is kind of putting state in a wrong position is the BAC was low. We assumed there was going to be something with tox. Tox still is not back, and I think rightfully so, suppressed it because we still don't even have the lab back yet for the tox. Blood alcohol.
when could you possibly get that back?
So
When's the last time you reached out to
I
them?
talked to them yesterday.
What'd they say?
No defensive conflict. And the reason we were reaching out was Anna had filed the trial packets, the blood alcohol trial packet. They would refuse to release that to her because they're not done with their analysis. I then called, maybe the state
It's
called.
really unbelievable how so many cases cave just because we can't get labs back. It's mind numbing, just how justice has to sit and wait because of the labs just can't get their shiesty together, man. It's
Well, and Judge, just testing for tox is a little bit more complicated because one person tests for cocaine, another person tests for the benzodiazepines, another person tests for opioids. So it's not,
you don't just put it in a gas chromatograph.
they have to tell it what to test for and they can't do it all.
Person can't just put this and this and this and this. I mean, really. It didn't, I'm sorry, they didn't recommend who I know. Deanna, I mean, I
Okay.
would go with the recommendation, you know.
Here's kind of the issue number two. We said for trial, I can't provide a blood packet because there's lab refusal turnover of blood packets without the full analysis being done, which has not been done.
What do you want to do?
I mean, even without the blood packet, I think it's a good trial case. But I would like the blood packet, obviously, to see, you know, if there's any issues with the blood and maybe it's not a 0.06. Maybe it's.
I've already suppressed it, haven't I?
Well, no, you just suppress the top
Tox.
analysis, not the blood alcohol. Because we had the blood alcohol will come back. The policy is if it comes back at 1.08, there.
And they sent, right. Okay, so
We have blood.
we have the blood, but the blood is only at what, a 0.06?
And we just have the report. We don't actually have the full, like, picture of the vials, chain of custody
Yeah.
documents, all of that Anna and I would both need
Right.
to try this.
If you want to do the probation, right, I'm certainly okay with it, but I think that that's probably the best way. I don't know.
Well, with Furman,
I know that, the community resident is just too expensive. I can't.
Yeah.
Would she qualify for TAP funding? Would TAP funding pay for it?
not the community residential, the only thing they can do is the IOP SOP. She'll still have to cover her devices and stuff as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that she had a seasonal position and that has ended, so she's not working right now. And obviously she hasn't been working since she's been in custody.
I'm at a loss. I don't know how to go forward.
Okay, well,
I mean, I obviously want to do what they recommend. How the IOP, how intense is it?
She'll go 3 times a week. She'll report, to Harris County for the top funded one. And that was for 90 days. And then she'll do SOP for another 45 days, 3 times a week.
Why don't we just do the IOP, SOP, right? And as a sanction, she goes to Hawaii. If she violates, if she messes up, ends up going to Hawaii. But that would definitely, we could make that happen after
We can make
that,
that
right?
happen after.
So just, we let her know, look, you're recommended to do community residential, obviously, without insurance, you're not gonna be able to pay for it. We'll let you go to IOP SOP because it's basically the same thing, but 3 times a week
Okay.
instead of 4. And we'll pay for it for you. And if
Okay, I mean-
if you mess up, you're going into inpatient, and just let her know. And if she doesn't want to do that, then just set up a trial.
just volume shooting here. Can we put her on probation and violate her today and send her to Hawaii?
She has to be given like a chance to mess up.
Okay.
Because it wasn't recommended.
Okay,
We have to go with what the recommendation.
yeah,
Like, they didn't recommend Hawaii, so that's,
okay,
I know that it's probably. And I'm with you,
okay,
but we can't.
okay.
So
No, I'm
that's
just,
why we have to,
Given the time frame, everything happened and I have it last. She just doesn't qualify right now.
okay,
And you're understood, so we're in. You would only accept information off all this. Their time, their jail time.
I want her.
yeah,
I get it.
we just,
I thought I'd just throw it out there.
Don't want to graduate with going upstairs,
I get it.
Okay.
let me talk to her and see.
I mean, really, that's a win on your behalf. She's not going to residential or doing anything now. We're giving her the opportunity and hopefully she can, do it the right way. So it's all up to her.
Let me go chat with her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right here.
Sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sure.
I get it. All right, no, I guess we're starting with 2 years of what happens. It's just, we push it off.
You ready?
There you go. Jonathan Payton.
Hey,
Yes.
okay,
And Judge, we're here last time. We thought that there was going to be a plea in the felony court, but there has not been one. I just spoke with Chief, and if we need to put it on the trial docket, we can do that for 7-1. That's because this next felony setting is 625.
what's gonna happen then?
I don't know.
They're talking about probation. But the issue was that feds picked up the other cases of the co-defendants. So I think they're waiting to see what the feds are doing and
What's the difference by the feds with? How many co-defendants were there?
I think there were 3 or 4.
Can they pick up all the other co-defendants?
I think it's probably the ones that they actually have the strong case on, that they actually have probably on surveillance.
I don't want to speak if we are speculate as to where our forensic felony. Obviously, if there's a federal indictment pending on Agra,
Sure.
analysis, but.
What's the next setting for upstairs? Do you know? Is it a plea setting? Because if it's a plea setting, I'm happy to give you more time. But if it's just,
Disposition. That is in the 495th. I don't know much about that court. It was set for disposition on 5/1. It is now reset for disposition on 6/25.
so I guess let's set it for trial after the 625 date.
Okay,
Doesn't go, then
just set it for that 7-1, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. And Judge, also, I wanted to address his bond conditions for the curfew. He is currently in school and he's looking to get a job. So he gets out of class. I don't think he gets home till about 6. And his mom's here too, so she's on him and, but he will also, he'll be graduating at the end of the month. I was going to see if there's any way we could get the curfew extended to 11 so he can get kind of a job for after when he gets out
he
of.
gets a job, we can talk.
Okay.
But I'm not going to just extend it for the sake of it. He's got 2 open ag robs.
Yes.
The Fed's got the other guys.
Sure. Just see, yeah, we can come in and check.
If he gets a job, then we can talk. But just for the sake of, I hope I get one, then yeah, we'll talk afterwards. But
Okay.
get the job and then let me know.
Okay, that works. All right. Thanks, Judge.
Thanks.
Maybe it was the 7.
Yeah.
Hey. Bottom of page 23 is a BVR. Is he here?
Defendant is, I don't know if counsel was doing that.
Rosas, come up. Oh, okay. No. I want to make sure you're in the box. Hey, see that Fraser has BVR?
There's another question.
Yeah, no. Together, right, so both of them are all the drugs. No weapons, no witness, no driving, yeah. So put them all on both. So that way violates.
Vasquez?
Hey, Coach Ron,
Please.
how are you, Judge? Judge, I've got Fuentes Lobo on your docket this morning. He is entering the DWI PTI program today. I've just sent just now everything over to the DA's, the emails that we're supposed to send it to. We're just waiting for the order to be filed. My only question is, does my client have to stay until that happens, or can he leave now?
Or you know that they're 100% going to file it today?
It should, I would say 100%, don't, so here's the only potential issue is the contract as it was sent to us required him to have a portable device. He, from the time that we received the contract to today, he has a valid driver's license, which I've sent them. He has valid insurance, which I've sent them as well, with proof of the interlock installed as well. So everything should be fine. I've done that before where clients have gotten their driver's licenses between
The
the,
contract says portable versus interlock.
right, so they'll just have to,
Amend the
they'll just have
contract.
to amend, well, but they can amend it regardless after, right before they file the order with you, because they have to amend the end date all the time.
Vic, have you had him sign a reset yet, the defendant?
He has not signed a reset just yet, Judge. I wanted to approach you before I do anything else. Make sure that we got everything right.
As long as they're going to file it today, I'm okay with it. We'll just have him sign the reset now.
Okay.
You know, I mean, if there's a problem, I mean, he's going to have to come back, I guess. I
That's
don't
fine.
know.
Oh, you're okay with
Council for reset?
Does he have to go somewhere?
it? Well, if he doesn't have to, he'd like to go back to work if he can.
Cole, can you check or?
I just sent it like 2 minutes ago, so I don't,
Okay,
I can reapproach in like 15, 20 minutes if you'd like.
you know that they're going to file it 100%.
They should. I haven't had any issues with them before.
Okay, go for it.
Council for
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Just need him to sign the reset though for the
That's
year.
fine.
Hey, Carl. Frazier has a bond violation. Javon Frazier. So, I'm gonna put him
Two
on, do
Frasers tomorrow. One for S and one for Z.
you want to put him on for tomorrow?
He's already, I think he is on.
No. It says for 5:15 for next week.
Okay. He called me Tuesday morning. And went down there Monday afternoon. Yes, they'd already closed their office. Was there at 4:30. So I told him to go there yesterday, Tuesday. So,
Was a no-show again. Two
What?
no-shows.
well, no, he was a no-show those other times, because he was in jail, remember? He got out of jail.
No, he's been, hey, when did Frazier get out?
He got out 4/27. That's why I responded to that email.
He no-showed this Tuesday.
He no-showed Monday, and then he was down there yesterday.
I have here he no-showed. Hold on, let me see. Okay. Do you see that he went for a test yesterday?
Can I get a case?
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
254
Uh-huh.
7651.
You're supposed to remember those names.
I know.
She is good.
I know she is. No, he called me Tuesday first thing in the morning. But you get there today. May not, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
That's a possibility because it's not in an order, so I don't know. Hopefully they did, but I don't know.
I'm sure that he would.
If not, you want to put him on for Friday? Can you be here Friday?
had it on for tomorrow.
According to the system, it says 5:50. But if you want to bring him in tomorrow, then we can do it tomorrow.
It may have, was looking on. 15 when he bonded out again.
So he didn't go on Monday, he didn't go on Tuesday, you see? No? Okay.
What do you want to judge?
Hey, Roxanne, can I give you a cause number? Frazier? Yeah, did he go test yesterday? No, I have it. Do you have it pulled up? Did he go test yesterday?
No, Judge, you didn't. You didn't show up.
Okay, so for Carl, any day this week, whatever you want.
Friday?
Done. I guess just let him know. We'll put him on Friday. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. Yes.
Just,
Hey, good morning.
you're on Matthew Owen this morning,
Which one?
Matthew Owen.
Owen. Okay.
It's a very similar situation to the previous PTI case that you just heard about. He's approved for PTI. We submitted the signed contract. He has the device paid the fee. But we let them know when we signed the contract, we submitted it yesterday, that he has a company vehicle and that we needed either an exception or to add a portable. And they said, okay, here's an amended contract back. You only need one device, but he needs to get the portable first. So he tried to make an appointment yesterday. As you know, Judge, it takes some time to get an appointment. We just need some time for him.
Has
to
he
get.
made an appointment yet?
He's been trying to get an appointment. He hasn't been able to get one scheduled yet. He tried to make one yesterday. He said he kind of got the runaround from Smart Start. But I've impressed upon him to get this done as soon as
And
possible.
it's 200 days. How long do you want? I mean, I'll give you a week. If he doesn't have it in a week, I'm gonna roll him day for day until he has it.
Okay, Judge, I appreciate that.
Yeah, this is the last reset.
I understand. Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Hey, do you think you're at the club?
Vasquez? Council will reset. We have longer going.
I don't want to.
Mr. Alvarez, so, yeah.
Yeah, they just gave you the one of them. I'm gonna call them today. We gotta set up those. Yes, Mark. Yes. This is more.
I'll bring this.
He hasn't, but sometimes they probably tested first. I don't know if they know that.
I mean, yeah, that's what happened, the only way it was.
Oh, that's right.
So, that wouldn't be the tax thing. Yeah, so, yeah, we don't need, no, I'll come back.
No, you would think those show up.
That would be great, thank you, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, sir.
Council for reset. Still suffer. I got drawn some girls.
You found an offer alone. I will do my duty. Oh, I didn't. No. Shit. I gotta do away with some stuff. I'll give it a fun. That's what.
But I, it was fine.
Hey, counselor, how you doing? Well, good morning, good city. You made it, you.
Council, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So.
He's saying that she picked him downstairs. Oh, yeah, no, these are. Yeah.
Is that what it looks like? You see that I thought was.
I mean, and I didn't know they put it, especially with the concern. Yeah, of course she's.
I'm just having fun. She's all.
Yeah, it was those.
He said, I think one of them. He said, I was sure.
That makes sense to me, but I don't think should have been. It's like.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that, and then if you want to, I'll just call me again and see.
The next one is.
Garcia, Francisco.
Yeah.
Guzman.
But I think he. Yeah. Yes, okay.
But. Part of this meeting. What was the last one?
Not just respond back or, yeah. Wherever you need advice, make sure you respond back to them.
So that'll have to comment.
Now, you don't probably can. If you don't receive a text, message, like, and then the person's gonna be saying, so make sure you're there, because that's the day. Any question.
Failure identity is all.
Overweight.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Okay, well, what's the please? Okay. Sorry. Yeah. It's 3 days. Yeah. If he doesn't, let's just read it. He might want to put
consider.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out some sort of device or something, 60 days.
60 days.
It's my guys.
Yeah, so it says she's on vacation. Our investigator said she's on vacation. That's just what the note says. So I'll try to get her. But yeah, if you send that out, David, or got it, never mind.
Are y'all already waiting for?
Or you talk to her.
He plays for the silence. And the evil. Yeah, the 14th, so she was back on the 11th, so I'll try to get in touch with her. That should be.
I can meet you. All right, I'll call him. All right.
No. I know.
Yeah, I thought probably for you. Yeah.
Did you see the tape? No, not yet. Wait, I'll oh, I thought you were waiting. Yeah.
Yes, I just I found
Good day. Thank you very much. Yeah. It seems a lot. You want to go different. I'm so excited.
Paul Darius.
Okay. Walk away there now. Sir, looks up. Listen to me. Mostly. Yeah, following it now, I can see it. Me. Yeah, I'm saying, but you don't see.
I'm just gonna say.
There's not. No, that's fine. And I think that that's. When I have. So that's one. So whereas one. I mean, I go to her and said that. Here's what was a good idea. No, it's not. Yeah, so I. Yes. So I'm saying, I don't know what you does with the application. I think I got it. Yeah. Single vehicle access themselves and.
So.
That's how we feel going. You would apply.
So what's the case?
It is 254-3264.
Various.
224?
Correct.
Got it. So I.
Oh, you're all right. How are you?
Good yourself, good to see you.
See you. Good morning, Mr. Antalan.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
What's up, man?
I got two cases on the docket today. One is in custody and one should be in the audience.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Come on. Hi.
We have Martin Torres on docket today. I believe we have to address bail. He did pick up a case. Well, he picked up two. He picked up a felony and then another misdemeanor. On his,
Is he in jail now?
yes, he's in the holdover.
How do you pick up an arson?
That is correct.
Wait. So on 4/6/25, he picks up a mischief, right? We've got the bond set at 5,002. They did not give him a PR bond.
Correct.
4/22 picks up an arson. And then now on 5/6/25, he picks up an interference, but he gets a PR bond on the interference.
Yeah, correct, Judge.
So, he's not made bond. I guess what I'm
He
gonna
goes
do.
to felony tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think that the felony judge is going to lower that bond to 30,000. He did express to me that he's probably not going to be able to make it. So as far as our cases, can we keep both at like 5,000?
Yes, I was gonna put the interference, same thing at 5,002.
Okay,
Leave it at that.
okay.
I'm not gonna give him a
I understand, Judge.
possibly.
Yeah.
So we'll leave both at 5,002.
Okay.
And I have to do bail on it. Okay. And then just, do you want to say for the next day or whatever day? I'm happy with whatever.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thanks. Okay, hi.
Good morning, Judge. I have Miss Collins on docket. She's in custody. She's the one that
Did we get her?
yes, yes, so I did let you know. So can we bring her out by chance? That way she can, to reinstate her bond. Because she's the one that we issued the bench warrant
I
for.
remember, hold on. So has she made bond on the felony?
So yeah, her probation was reinstated in Galveston.
Okay.
So she's back on that. So she's good over there. So we can proceed without any holds over here.
What is your position? State. So the deal is this, is that she picks up an assault here in August of last year. She's on felony probation at the time, right?
Yes,
They
Judge.
revoke her bond, put her in custody. She sits in custody for a long time in Galveston, right?
Judge.
They just now reinstated her probation
Yes, Judge.
over there. So we bench warrant her back over here. So that's what we are. She wants a PR bond on this all.
And so we did that because to get her here to actually take care of the case.
To get her here to
Yes.
try to take care of everything.
And so she hasn't done anything while on bond in this case, no violations or anything like that. And
She's been in custody the whole
she's
time.
in, yes, well, for the most part, yes, she was in custody. So on,
Is she in a holdover right now?
yes.
Can we talk about a resolution? So
Yeah,
that
we talked
way-
about the third.
We
yeah.
talked about deferred?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read first.
Just let me know when you're.
Sorry, Judge.
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
Edelbert Rosas on docket, he's in the box.
It's bond violations.
Yes. Indicated to me that they,
He's speaking English.
yes.
Yeah, we get one more seven, so. Yes.
Thank you. So where are we now with this case?
On this one here, we got an email, he was accepted into the PTI, and we're hoping we can do a walkthrough on the cast this morning.
Come up, Mr. Rosas.
But I think I'm on the.
You are now at a strict no tolerance state. If you ever miss again, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Sir.
Okay, I'm not going to play any more games. The next time you miss a test, it's not going to go well for you. We will do a walkthrough now. No more waived appearances. He must appear at every setting, and then we'll set you off for about a week and a half to see where we are with getting the device and everything. Okay? All right, thanks.
Morning, Judge. Can I approach you? Judge, I got Mr. Basilio Montañez, Judge. It's FSGI. He's got to pay $104 restitution. He said he can get that in 3 weeks. So we're just asking for a 3 weeks extension to pay that restitution.
Okay, if it's not done in 3 weeks, I'm rolling him day for day. Let him know.
Yes, sir.
184 next.
Right, sir.
After that, it, okay.
Yes, sir. I'll let him know. Thank you.
Great to see you, Sonia. It's been a while. How are you? So we have Mr. Rooker.
So we have, done the paperwork for a deferred.
You have what?
We've done the paperwork for a deferred.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yes, John.
Okay, Mom and Dad, you can come up. Or hold on, hold on, guys. I don't know if it's ready yet. You okay?
It's for the supervisions.
For what?
Fernandez. Gusto ko that's what she's like, he's trying to post it on. They have it as a label, he has to sign it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Whoa. Oh, this is the one that we took in yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you have the people bringing on this property? No. All right, come on up, guys. Thank you so much for coming, guys. You know, you're entering into a very, you're entering into a very serious agreement now, Mr. Rooker. And if you think that the way that you've acted while you're on bond, it's gonna work like this while you're on probation, you're very mistaken. It's not going to. I'm telling you now, the agreement that you enter into, while it's great if you can complete it because you don't end up with a conviction, you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this deferred. If you violate any condition, you were looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand? So is he living with you guys now? Because I can't do this alone. While he's been on bond, it's been a veritable nightmare, trying to even get him here. How are you going to be able to make this when you can't even make it to court?
So his situation has drastically changed. He has gone to inpatient rehab. He is currently in outpatient supportive treatment that he attends 3 times a week. He's been opioid free for 6 months now. He is working, he has his own vehicle, so things are very different, and he has moved back. So
If I send him for a drug test now, what's going to happen?
Show for THC. But I'll make sure.
Unacceptable. No means no. I'm going to tell you. I want to send him to TRAS today. If you test positive one more time for anything, you will be looking at an inpatient rehab facility in the jail. It's a minimum of 9 to 10 months. If you respond well to treatment, you could be in there for about 1.5 years. If you continue to use. And I don't care what it is, whether it's CBD, whether it's oil, whether it's a vape pen, whether it's pills, whether it's a joint, I don't care. No means no. Do you understand? Mind over matter is what it amounts to. I cannot comprehend how you can let this thing take a hold of you so much so that everything else falls by the wayside. Mind over matter. That's what it's about. And if you ever have the feeling where I'm going to use, you either get in contact with us, you get in contact with probation, you get in just if you use, it could very well cost you about 1.5 years of your life next time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, he is receiving
Suboxone is only something to prevent withdrawal, you know, so you don't go through the madness of withdrawal.
He's consistently on it through his outpatient treatment because his habit was so bad.
What was the drug of choice? Oxy?
Purchasing is fentanyl.
You know that all you need is the little amount of your pinky, and it kills you. I can't tell you how many people we've had here that continue to take the pills, continue to take it because the tolerance builds up and you end up killing yourself because you put your lungs to sleep. That's what you do. Not to mention, how are you? It's expensive to even do this. How are you even getting the money to do it? Are you working?
Sorry.
What do you do?
Reception.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
He's living with you now? Yeah. Okay. While he's on probation, he must stay living with you guys. Okay. And I think that it's probably a good idea to have a curfew while he's on probation so that he's not out in the middle of the night. You are not allowed to hang out with any of your old friends. You know, you hang out with the wrong crowd, you're going to end up doing the same thing.
We currently have him on the curfew.
Now it'll be a part of the probation though, so that he has to adhere to it. And will adhere to we can make it a condition. Anything that you want, we can put it on there as well. So no weapons. If you know of a certain person that he's not supposed to hang around with, let us know. We can make that a part so he's not hanging around with these people. Can't go out at night, no going to any parties, no going to any bars. Hanging out with people who are either convicted felons or of a bad character. So I will let you guys get with Shatoria, you let us know, and then we can make it any kind of anything. What do you think is the appropriate time he should be home?
So we had him on during the week, a 12 o'clock schedule.
At midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's only because.
Work.
He works.
Get off at 11.
So,
Houston Community College doesn't stay open until 11 o'clock.
but
So
he has
what
a
afterwards?
girlfriend. But we, tell me your girlfriend,
Yeah, but afterwards, like last week with the events, some days we'll stay after.
not often, but there are times where they have events, but typically the building.
You will have to show what the event is, the time that it ends, and then you get approval. But 10 o'clock is your curfew. I don't want you to at 10 o'clock. You take baby steps to earn trust. Trust isn't something that we just give to you. You have continually broken our trust. So I don't want you to do anything to drive you back into the old Mr. Rooker, because it's unacceptable. And the only thing we want is we don't want you to kill yourself. That's all we want. Everyone here, you have a lot to live for. Life is great. You know, the more money you have in life, the better life is. You get to buy nice things. You get to take nice vacations. You go on a cruise. You go, wherever it may be, Hawaii, wherever it may be. But that only happens with money. And you get money with education and with knowledge, not what you've been doing. The agreement that you have worked out is a 13-month deferred. This is a type of probation that, like I said, if you complete successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But like I said, you give up the right to a trial, compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned. You give up the right to appeal. So once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with this until you either complete it successfully or you violate. You violate this agreement, I'm going to issue a warrant. I'm going to put you in custody, bring you back out, and we're going to talk about what you did to violate. And if you could be looking at an entire year. Do you understand? For you to complete this successfully, you must do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess supportive outpatient treatment, if they assess inpatient treatment, I don't know. But you understand. No drugs, alcohol, random testing, $100 one-time donation to the family violence provider. You just do Houston Area Women's Center. No weapons, and no harassing, threatening, or abusive contact with Guajardo. Curfew 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You must also do what's called the Batters Intervention Prevention Program. This is an 18-week class that you must go once a week for 18 weeks. Do you understand? The worst possible thing you can do is just take off. That's an immediate warrant. We can always work through any problems. And it's never about the money. I don't care about the money. It's you doing what you're saying you're going to do, staying out of trouble, and be nice. It's not hard, especially with these probation officers. You go to a probation officer, you make your appointment at 3:30 in the afternoon, you go over there, they're already going to be stressed out because they deal with all these other people. You go in there with a bunch of issues, it's probably not going to go well. You understand? Anything else you think that we should address? I'm going to waive all the fees, so it doesn't have to pay for anything. With regard to if they do any kind of like intensive outpatient, I'd like to try to qualify for, funding.
Yes, sir.
We're going to try to keep everything to a minimum as far as money, but you test positive. Do you understand? I want him tested today, and then let's test again in 50 days.
Okay.
I'm testing you again in 50 days. If you test positive for weed again, you know what happens. Do you understand? How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty, Mr. Rooker. I'm going to withhold that for 13 months. As part of this agreement, the assault is going to be the assault is dismissed, right?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rooker, I wish you the best of luck. Make it work. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Howard.
Vasquez, electronic monitoring device, or just like the online system for the merchant?
Well, they can still call to make sure, right? You know, let's see how that goes. And then if we need, and we'll. Josh.
Yeah, we just have a custody. This is Mr. Lopez that you put on today. Mr. Lopez that we talked about a couple of days ago. He's the VOP in our case and picked up a felony VOP.
Sir?
I'm good. You're good. Yeah, you just knock your head. Go with it.
So basically,
So Lopez,
Yes, sir.
you were on bond for a violation of protective order, and I see that you picked up a felony violation of protective order. I warned you at the outset, if you violate this, we can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. What happened on the felony case, Cole?
On the felony case, on May 4th, 2025, at 4:15 a.m., law enforcement officers were dispatched to the Oxford Inn. The reportee was staying in room 110 and placed a call in regards to hearing screaming, fighting, and what sounded like objects being thrown around the room above hers. The law enforcement officers observed these noises to be coming from room 220. Upon knocking on the door, the defendant answered, and law enforcement officers observed him to be wearing an ankle monitor. Law enforcement officers observed the complaining witness sitting on the bed. Both the complaining witness and the defendant relayed that only a verbal altercation had taken place. Dispatch advised that defendant was currently out on bond in Harris and Fort Bend County, and that the bond conditions in both of these cases included a no contact order with the complaining witness.
He's on bond for a case in Fort Bend County too? What's he got open in Fort Bend?
Check it now, Your Honor. Violation of protective order, AFM.
DPO over there as well?
Mhm.
Let's have a hearing to hold him at no bond then.
So this is DBB's case, Your Honor. Before we set anything, I'd like to get DBB in here. We'll email him right now.
When was that case up? Does that case originate from? And is it a felony or is it a misdemeanor?
It looks like a misdemeanor. I'm running the NCIC just to make sure everything's, I'm going off the case jacket. So
Judge, if I may, when they're looking that up, his felony bond is set at 50,000, Judge. He has no intention to bond out. I mean, if you want to go through the, whole thing about your hearing, that's entirely up to you. But I mean, the only thing I would request is, considering this is a misdemeanor and felonies got him at a 50,000, any kind of reasonable bond less than that will solve the whole thing, not waste the court's time. He has no intention to bond out. If you want to no bond him, it's the same situation anyways, Judge. So you could probably save a lot of time and, maybe a $30,000 bond, $20,000 bond, whatever you think is fit. So
Your Honor, as far as what's going on in Fort Bend, I can see there was a AFM filed on, looks like December 20th of 2024. There was an interference call or interference with emergency request for assistance on 12/20/2024 as well at Fort Bend. There was a violation of protective order filed out of Fort Bend on, let's see.
Mr. Lopez, I'm going to revoke your bond now. I'm going to set it at 50,003. And then let's talk to DPD to see whether we have a hearing to hold them at no bond. I mean, I find by clear and convincing evidence, you refuse to comply with bond conditions. You repeatedly show that you're going to do whatever you want to do. You're a complete and utter danger to our community. I think that the only reasonable thing to do is to have a hearing as to whether we're going to hold it no bond. In the interim, now, I'm going to set your bond at 50,003, and then we'll wait for DPD to get here and then we'll go from there.
Judge, and that's fine, but I am on duty in court 12. I'm not sure when I can get back here.
It's not going to be today.
So,
It's got to be.
no worries. I mean,
I have to give them notice.
And just so Your Honor knows, I'm going to let DBB know, the felony, one of the bases for the two to make it a felony was this misdemeanor, so.
Okay. All right.
And just to let you know, in my discussions, when he understands, he knows the gravity of the situation and his intention.
It's not true at all.
I got you. In terms of all the bonding on that stuff, just so that you have an idea of how you want to proceed with your hearing. We're basically probably going to wait and see what happens in felony, and then this thing will probably resolve itself. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with the court because he and I talked about that this morning.
Just,
Okay.
Guys, don't send them down, please. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks. Hi, John.
Francisco Garcia.
Well, there.
Okay.
So the complainant picked up a couple of serious felonies and state just wants 30 days to do a jail writ, but.
30
Sorry,
days.
Francisco Garcia.
Wait, that's.
So, Your Honor, the assault was from January of 2025, Your Honor, on Francisco Garcia.
Francisco Garcia.
It's from January of 2025, Your Honor. The issue is.
Why does it show?
He had prior felonies that were dismissed, that were recently dismissed.
Why does our case show 243 days if it's from January? I'm looking at this too.
So I have charge and file date, January 5th, 2025. I'm looking to see if there's another one. Don't.
That's really weird. That's not right. Well, then, of course, I'm going to give you 30 days because it's really only, 3 months. Right. Okay, done. I don't know why it says 243 days. Right. So absolutely. Okay. So just let Josh, just let her know that there's an error in the docket. Yeah. Okay, hi, you ready? Yes, ma'am.
I'm here on Maria Rodriguez. We just need a reset. The report states at any time to contact the complainant and
Is she in custody or on bond?
she's on custody.
In custody. This one says 243 days. Now I'm wondering whether it's the same issue now as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is this a new case or no?
No, Your Honor.
Is that all? She's on bond for a robbery. Do you represent her in the case upstairs? You do? How much time do you want?
Just 2 weeks. All right, thank you, just maybe.
Good morning, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay, so spoke with the state. We have a definitive offer for a deferred with the TRAS. Thank you for a change, anger management. The state was unopposed to a PR bond. And so can we?
Do it. Or are we going to do it? Do you know, does she want to do it?
Yes, she does.
You want to do it today?
The only reason I just want to confirm with Galveston County, I have confirmation from her, her defense attorney down there. I just want to get confirmation because I just want to make sure everything's right away with that. So just maybe like.
Hey, Deputy Miranda, do you mind bringing out, what's her name?
Collins.
This Ms. Collins, please. The only thing is, if we are giving her a PR bond, I need to know who the CW is in the assault case so we can do conditions. Because we haven't done conditions because she's been in custody the whole time. So,
CW is,
yeah, I know, but I want to do PC with her here so we all, hey, Sarah, you want to talk to me already?
I just have some discovery orders to sign. I have 3 of them.
I'll sign. Did they-
Okay,
in the queue?
they're all in the queue, yes.
Okay.
Do you need the cause numbers and stuff?
No. If they just put it in the queue, then I'll sign it. Is this one?
Yes, there's 2 in there and there's 1 electronic.
I'll sign it.
Okay, thank you. There was only one discovery. Yeah.
Colin, I want to tell you that you are really, really lucky. You have a lawyer that has worked extremely hard on your behalf to, number one, get you the best deal you can, and number two, to secure your release. I want you to understand that, shh, your lawyer is asking for me to give you a PR bond. She's never gotten one with us, right?
Not in this kind of scenario, no, Judge, yes.
She's never gotten one. I'm a firm believer that everybody should be given a chance, and I'm willing to give you a chance, but you must understand that I'm going to protect my public at all costs. If we let you out and you pick up a new case or you become a danger, it's not going to go well. I give you one opportunity. You understand? So what happened in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, and Judge, I think PC was found, okay, so this is in November. She was a unique case because there was some, basically she got, what was it? You're supposed to be here, but you're still in custody. So it's like some date issues. So I think she did get bond conditions back in November. And then she went to custody in January.
Who's the complaining witness?
Antioniqua Rose.
How does it arise? Is it out of a party? Is it?
This was at a bar. The complaining witness worked at the bar as a bartender.
So I don't want you consuming alcohol or illegal drugs. I don't want you to have contact with the complaining witness in this case, and I don't want you to go to any more bars. No going for those. Do you understand? You were already ordered once. You allegedly violated that order. That's why you're in here now. So just don't consume alcohol, illegal drugs, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness, and no going to any bars. You understand, man? I will give you a PR bond now. So the case is getting quite old, so we'll give you one setting and then come back and let us know what you want
Can
to
we
do.
actually do it 1 week just to verify and?
You don't have to do that. You can have as much time as you
Yes,
want.
Judge.
But just, we'll give you a setting. Just be good. It's not hard. All right. Okay. She's gonna be monitored with Roxanne. We'll have her sign everything, and then after that, she'll be good to go.
Okay, so, there's some right here.
Hi, Ms. Strong.
Morning, Judge. This is Jonathan Lopez. We have a plea.
My only concern is that he goes back to mom and dad's house now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a protective order now over the complaining witness now, which is I don't want you going back to mom and dad's house. You are not allowed to go back. You've repeatedly gone back. I'm issuing a new protective order now. You need to understand that you're pleading on this violation of protective order. I'm issuing a new one now. If you go back to the house, it's very well possible they charge you with a felony offense. Do you understand? I want to make sure that that family is protected and you don't have any contact with them. So I will accept this plea bargain agreement today, but I'm now issuing a new protective order today as well that bars you from going back to this house and having any contact with.
Really, the protective order is for his sister, but then the
I thought it was
address
dad.
is the mother's address, so they're kind of conjointly protected in the same order.
Wasn't it? I thought it was dad. It wasn't dad.
The terroristic threat, I think that case involves with the brother and the mother. This VPO was at the mother's address.
Can you file another protective order today, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
In Mr. Lopez's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we put the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual and that he cannot go back to the house as well. No listed actions. Mr.
All
Lopez,
of his belongings have been removed from the mother's house, so there, he understands there is absolutely no reason for him to go back. They're currently at his uncle's house. I will make contact with uncle today to make sure that uncle picks him up upon release.
understand what's happening. What did we just say? Where can you not go?
Let's get back to my mother's house,
Well,
my sister's house.
right. What happens if you do?
Oh, basic felony.
Right. Have you been to prison before? Okay, you could be very well looking at a 15 to life case. How many times you been? Once or twice?
Twice.
So you could be a true habitual. You're looking at 25 to life if you pick up another one. 25 to life as a true habitual. If you go back, do you understand? Don't go back. You're charged with violation of protective order. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. The agreement that you have worked out is 210 days in jail with credit for the 57 days that you have done. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty to this, it will go on your record. It will be there forever. You understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of violation of protective order? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to sentence you to it. I'm going to roll your report cost so you won't owe anything. Deputy Etcher going, please do not send him down because we need him to sign the protective order. Okay, all right. Look, all right, you know what's expected. Just don't. I mean, it's really gonna be bad if you go back. Do you understand? That means no contact with Mr. Lopez. All right, sir.
Judge, I do have a question about the protective order. So I know they had amended one by hand, and that address has the mother's address, and then by name, it has his sister's name. Will we keep the address and name the same in the new protective order?
I think so. yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you, Judge.
Ichi.
Good morning, Judge. Mr. Escamilla made bond, and so we just need to see if you want to change any of his conditions, and then I can get him a regular reset.
You here?
Yes, Judge, he came right up.
Come up,
He's,
Mr. Escamilla.
promise you, he's trying to do right.
Hope so. I really do.
I know.
You know what's expected of you. You know, you hold the keys to the jail cell, no one else. I'm going to test you again. All the same conditions are in place. I will test you again. If you test positive again. Do you understand? Okay, all right. So we'll just keep everything in place as it was, and then we'll just continue testing.
Thank you, Judge. I think I just need to get another regular date because we just rolled it today. Thank you so much, Judge. And I'll make sure he doesn't have to sign anything new, right?
No, he's gonna have to sign conditions.
Oh, gotcha.
From it out, he has to sign a whole new set of conditions.
Gotcha.
For you, fill out a report again on the 13th.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that.
Okay.
Because I might not do that day. So hang on. Go over here and then you'll have to sign some conditions. Thank you so much, Judge.
Good morning, Aaron, looking sharp. I really like it.
What's
Well, I
up?
just came from Conroe, so I apologize for being a little late.
That's not it.
I'm here for Magali Zuniga, last name is with a Z. It's like 5 days short of being 6-month-old case, Your Honor.
What do you want to do?
In this situation, well, what happened is that we had a few resets back, we had asked the state to evaluate the case because there's some issue about the driving control device and whether the probable cause was there or not.
Have they
But
evaled it?
They have evaluated it. I reviewed it. We don't have a case in the situation. So, well, I spoke with my client and she would like to see if I could try to get her into the PTI program, and we would like to move
It's
that
180
as
days,
quickly as possible.
couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
You gotta have the packet done.
Absolutely.
Once it's submitted, we'll go from there. So
We'll
we'll
do
give you a
that.
couple weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hi, good morning.
Kenneth Adams.
Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Mr. Adams, you're charged with the offense of evading arrest and detention. You're
Sir.
facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 90 days in jail with credit for the 34 days that you've done. You need to understand that this is an enhanceable offense, meaning if you pick up another one of these, you will be charged with a felony and you will be looking at years instead of days. Do you understand? You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. You're also doing this really involuntarily. No one's forcing you to do this. Am I right?
So,
Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty or not guilty?
good.
Are you sure?
Are you pleading guilty or not guilty to the charge?
Again.
You're pleading not guilty, so you want to go to trial?
Good.
Are you sure?
Good.
Are you sure?
Good.
You really, really sure? Did you run from the cops? I wasn't there. You were there. I don't know.
61 years old.
The age has nothing to do with it.
No.
Whether you ran or not.
You didn't run, now you're going back.
Did you not run?
I walked out.
Well, I
Yes,
mean,
I'm good.
tell me what happened.
Your Honor, based on the Dems,
Mr. Adams, listen, because he's going to say what happened.
3/21/2025 in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a suspicious person call and made contact with the defendant inside an apartment. This was the suspicious person was someone that should have been in the apartment, that was going into the apartment. Law enforcement officers go out. He identifies himself by name and date of birth. They run him. So he has an outstanding warrant for parole violation or involuntary manslaughter from 1995. When law enforcement officers went to detain the defendant, he took off running. This was also filed as a 2B because he went about 100 yards and they lost sight of him. But they could run him based on his name and date of birth, that this was him that took off.
Is that what happened?
Guilty.
Okay. Are you guilty or not guilty of this offense? I'm going to find you guilty. If you're on probation or parole, you need to understand that by pleading guilty to this, it could result in further confinement.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the green. Good luck to you, Mr. Adams.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Hi, Compliment, right?
Up here on Jamari and Patrick.
Okay.
Well, Jamari and Patrick, he is not here today. And I was gonna say, but before you.
Nope.
Nope.
He didn't test yesterday and he's not here today.
Oh, he did test yesterday.
That's why we didn't today. He didn't test, right?
No, Judge,
Yeah.
they gave him 3 attempts to do it.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind. I thought he did. Okay.
5,001. Okay, thanks.
Approach, Your Honor. Approaching on Anna Ramirez, Judge. She's set for DPTI. She's turned in her mitigation package. She's been approved for PTI. All we're waiting for is the result of the TRAS, which she took the TRAS already, and I confirmed it with the CLO. So once the state sends us the contract, I mean, they have insurance, they have everything. But once the state sends us the contract, we'll be able to,
So you've done a TRAS? You got the contract or no?
not yet.
But you're approved. Cole, are they missing anything?
Second right here, Your Honor.
Please.
I got an email from them April 9th saying, can you please send us the insurance? And I sent it on April 10th. He confirmed it in your notes that I sent it, so it's just waiting on the T-Rex.
That's all we have.
What do you mean you're waiting on the T? Huh?
That's correct what he said. I
What do you mean you're waiting on the T-Rex?
The result, T-Rex result.
You got it? Do you want to send it? Do you mind?
I'll send it.
Okay, so they're going to send it now.
Okay.
With that, then you should be able to get the contract and everything. It'll
Okay.
fit you off 2 weeks.
Yes.
If it's not done, it's got to be.
Okay, sounds good, Judge. I appreciate it.
Greg,
Hey, Judge, Mr. Arzola is back on the docket again. He's,
you got him back?
Yeah, but I don't know why, because I filed the competency evaluation the other day, and then yesterday you signed the other form that the DA's, Lacey Johnson had sent from the DA's office that they wanted to start doing for the mental health assessment.
Okay.
He's the one that had the VPO.
Yeah.
The,
Oh, no, I don't know. I'm sorry.
He had the VPO, he had a criminal mischief,
I'm thinking our other Arzola. You mean
No.
other Arzola? The trespass one?
Oh, back in the day?
That's what I was thinking.
No, no, I'm not. No, no.
You file those, I don't know what goes on next. I
Well,
forget.
I'm a bit confused why he's back today. Yeah, I mean, he's Arzola and Arzola. He's got aliases, I guess. And so.
Okay, do you want to reach out to Lacey and see what's next? Let her know that we've signed everything.
Well, we did so you signed the order for the mental health assessment yesterday. I filed the competency evaluation 2 days ago on him. He's the one that doesn't want me as his attorney.
Right. Let me,
I'm just a little confused why he popped up today. I didn't have him on my docket.
Yes. So it's actually.
Unless you want to bring him out and talk to him for any reason. Okay.
you said, there's so many things.
I forwarded it to you. Because what she had sent was, hello again, I was wondering if the misdemeanor courts have a 30-day psychiatric order similar to what exists in felony court. The felony order is sent to the mental health clinicians in the jail and asks them to attempt to start meds and engage with the defendant. I wasn't sure if something similar had been.
No, yeah, you don't need to, but do you want to respond and see where we go?
Yeah. Just tell her.
Mr. Antalan.
My question, so I guess the misdemeanor courts don't typically do this, right?
No, it's been happening more and more.
It's been happening more now. Okay.
Starting, that's why it's something that's kind of new where maybe twice before, that's why.
I mean, I'm assuming I would just do the 30-day normal, but do you want me to wait for a response from her real quick? Okay.
Michael.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, so Mr. Mary's not here.
He didn't show up? Did he do his urinalysis
I
yesterday?
don't think he even showed up for the test.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Who was your other gentleman again?
Jalil Mossadegh. I believe he's in custody. That's the
that's
gentleman that we took in custody on yesterday.
He might be in processing. Hey, remember Mr. Masadat, the guy that had 4 cases?
Yes,
Is he on today's docket?
he didn't make that.
He didn't make it up, so we're gonna try to roll it to tomorrow. He's probably still in processing. Are you okay with tomorrow?
Yes, as long as I can zoom in.
Yes, absolutely, of course. That's why we have, for sure.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And then I'm gonna revoke it on Mary.
Okay.
And then we'll just let you know, I mean, if you want to stay on the case, you can, or if you want to withdraw, you also welcome to withdraw as well, because.
No, I'll stay on.
Stay on? Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, for sure.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. See you tomorrow. So, hey. Hey, ready?
Mr. Caldwell in custody. We've reached an agreement for pretrial intervention, mental health.
Okay.
And they're just going to send him over to Harris And
Have
that's it.
them file the documents and I'll sign it. And then we'll have to do a PR bond
Yes, we do.
for the next day. So once they file the documents today, we do the PR bond for tomorrow.
Yeah. We have the documents already.
Okay, ready when you are.
This, I think this is all we have to do. Yeah.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. May I approach?
Please.
This is Nikisha Outland, who has two cases, and they're kind of illustrative of her issues. And with regard to that, I've been in contact with her family last week, her mother and her sister. And she has a history of cycling in and out of the system, making bail, you know, like before a PC hearing, and then getting picked up again. She's homeless. And they, according to her family, she has displayed signs of mental illness for many years. That may be, I apologize, that may be them on the phone.
Is the family willing to take her?
They are willing to take her, but they don't want her back out on the street because they're afraid that she may meet a bad end. And I can speak to that because I had a client in court one who had been cycling in and out of the jail, who had, you know, evident mental problems that had never been addressed. And then unfortunately, she was found on, way out on Westheimer near Hillcroft, you know, in the early morning hours, deceased on a sidewalk. And so I'd like to not have that happen on my watch again. And so to that end, I prepared a motion for a psychiatric evaluation, as well as a form that I got from Judge Padilla that's a little less, I guess.
That's what I was just talking about with Greg.
Order for mental health assessment.
Right.
You know, and I think she may very well be found competent because she seems to be, you know, coherent and be very conversational and to, you know, have her, you know, is in possession, seems to be in possession of her faculties. But according to her family, she has apparent substance abuse issues. And on that note, her sister, who I've spoken to, is a licensed practicing doctor of pharmacy. So I'm thinking she can recognize these kind of things, you know.
I'll do whatever you want to do.
It's a tough call. I just, you know, I'm trying to look out for her.
Let's do it.
And okay, very good. I'll hand this up there, Judge.
So what happens is I think that they have them go to the Harris Center.
Right.
And then they dismiss the cases once they go to the Harris Center and get the evaluation done.
Exactly.
That's the problem is hopefully they will go.
They have to go to Harris Center. Okay, well, I will share
Yeah.
this with the court. What I have done in court 4 was we had a case similar to this where someone was approved for a mental health PTI. And the court entered an order to keep her in the jail pending transport by the Harris Center to that location. And, okay.
Okay, was it?
Yeah, I can't
So
remember
we'll have
exactly what
someone-
that order is called, but it's
And
conditions of
so-
release order. or
Right,
something like that.
I can have Anna, who's right over here, hopefully she'll be able to give you one, like, because I don't know where else to get it. So basically, it's a conditional release to the Harris Center. So we have someone come from the Harris Center, pick her up. We give her a PR bond for the following day, and then they come and pick her up and they take them there.
Yes.
So that way we don't have them just go out of jail and you go on your
Back out on
own.
the street.
No.
Yeah, that's
They-
what's gonna happen.
They pick them up and they take them there physically. So
Very
that way
good,
we
Your Honor.
know it happens. I'm down. We'll do it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So should we do a 30-day reset perhaps?
No.
We'll figure something out.
You need to talk to Ms. Johnson because you also filed the comp. Comps take at least 30 days.
Correct, Your Honor.
But the other one that you're doing is that goes to the Harris Center. So if you want to do the comp first, then we have to wait 30 days.
Let's not.
Otherwise, we do the other one
Let's
where
do
they
it.
pick them up and they take them.
Yeah, I wanted to just make sure I covered all the bases. So, but I was more interested in whether or not you would be
I'll do whatever you want.
okay with the form from Judge Padilla, because that's the new form, right?
I am.
So, let's put our, let's put our hopes on that one. And, okay. I'll get a reset. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
State has told me that the form has been filed, Judge. Court directed to you, yeah. And then the PR bond for tomorrow.
If you don't mind, please let him Rox know about that PR bond.
Tell her about.
Please.
You just, that was functional. I'll tell you, I'll give you his card. It's Clint Davidson.
Thank you, Anna. Wow, it just died real quick. We're almost done.
Yes, I mean, probably.
Hey, Blaze.
Yes, sir.
On Lopez. I have to do a bail order. And he has an AFM and a VPO and an interference with a 911 in Fort Bend. Is that right?
Yes, I remember. Yes, this is the.
So those, does he have anything else open over there?
No, check. I'll do a full screen visit CIC for you. This is all Ryan Lopez, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Any of those felons over there?
I don't see any felonies, Your Honor. So going back to July, there was a PTI for an AFM back in July out of bed. And then there was another one for an interference with emergency request for assistance. Those were all both going back to July. Looks like he entered into PTI.
Oh, this is in Fort Bend?
Then he picked up another AFM in December in Fort Bend.
So it's two AFMs there.
Yes, but I don't know if the other one was dismissed or not. It just said pretrial order. And then another interference with emergency request for assistance in December. Out of Fort Bend.
So that's the second interference?
I think so. The Fort Bend kind of reported this a little weird. But I think it is because the arresting agencies are different. So one is Stafford Police, and the other one is the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office.
I saw her here. Did she take off? DVD? Was she? Yeah, Morgan was here, right?
Yes, yes, Judge. I believe.
You could have a hearing and no bond.
Yeah,
Judge, from what she told me, that once the felony DPO is indicted, our case will, down here will be dismissed.
Yeah.
so then, Your Honor. So what I can see, Your Honor, there is two AFMs open in Fort Bend. A VPO open in Fort Bend. An interference with emergency request in Fort Bend. And then the VPO here. And then he picked up the new VPO, which alleges the misdemeanor VPO in the 228 on May.
Okay.
2 days ago. We can reach out to Morgan to see, so she confirms she was here.
Well, I mean, if you guys don't think it's appropriate, you know.
No. I don't want us to make this business our case. I just want to make sure that we
Larry,
Yes.
10,003 on both.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm Arzola, sorry. Right. So they told me
Okay. Who do we have here?
Mr. Randall, Your Honor. Mr. Christopher Floyd Randall.
Good morning, Mr. Randall. Shh. Sir, you're charged with failure to identify oneself while being a fugitive from justice. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 57 days in jail with credit for the 19 that you have done. You need to understand that this will reflect as a conviction on your record now, and it will be there forever. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand? Yes or no? Okay. He's also has the assault. Is that one being dismissed? It looks like they're going to dismiss the assault case as part of the agreement. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or challenge this. Is this what you want to do?
They trying to do, like I said.
So you want to?
Had no contest initially to that because it didn't make any sense to contest it. Guilty as charged, you know.
On the failure to ID?
I mean, I can't give them something that I don't have. But I mean, I was in a position. Yep.
Are you guilty of the failure to ID?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Your other case will be dismissed as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right.
That's a lot.
Ready?
Hi.
Judge, can I approach? This is quick. Jamal Williams is upstairs. He's gonna plead to a 7-year probation with inpatient. They're gonna dismiss the case once they get it. I'm at 256. I don't know if you wanna just roll it till they dismiss.
Pleading upstairs, right?
Yeah, but they're in trial, so we probably won't plead until like 1. So I don't think you still.
Roll it.
As soon as I get confirmation.
Yeah, roll it. We'll roll it tomorrow.
Okay.
And,
If I get confirmation, I'll log on.
Okay.
we actually, and just to give you a heads up, on his probation case, he owed what, like $160? We just satisfied it so he wouldn't have to go pay it or a warrant would issue.
Okay.
So I think, did we satisfy? Do we terminate?
DWI, so he has to
Oh,
allow him this full term, look at that.
that's what it is. Okay.
So we'll probably have to come to you.
Just okay.
I ain't gonna be on.
No, we got.
And go ahead and go in the inpatient, so.
Well, he's done here with us.
Okay.
So we'll just run it concurrent, I guess, with the other one, right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. Good morning, Mr. Hernandez Ramos. You know, I don't know if you watch the news, but every single day, perhaps every other day, someone dies in our county from an alcohol-related incident. It's so not fair. All you have to do, if you want to get loaded, is hit one button on your phone and you can have a car take you anywhere you want to go for 50 yards. You've now over and over back here for this foolishness. You now need to understand that it's out of my hands from now on. You're pleading guilty to both of these DWIs. They will both be going on your record. If you ever have the faintest smell of alcohol and you come into contact with an officer, from now on, you are looking at a felony offense, a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Is sending you to prison the way that we're going to have to get you to wake up? Look at me. Do you have to go to prison? Is that what it's going to take? All we're asking you to do is don't kill someone, man. Take an Uber. And if you're going to, don't have alcohol in the car. You now stand charged with 2 counts of driving while intoxicated. Both of those are elevated to Class A misdemeanors because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail. The agreement that you have worked out is 60 days in jail with credit for 4 days that you have done on both of those cases. Both of these will be going on your record. So the next time it's a felony offense. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. By pleading guilty, you can never come back and change this or challenge this. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is what you want to do.
Esto es lo que usted desea hacer. Esto es lo que usted desea hacer.
Sí.
Yes.
What have you learned?
¿Qué has aprendido? Nothing.
You don't know what you're not supposed to do in the
¿Usted
future?
no sabe lo que no debe de ser en el futuro? Yes.
What are you not supposed to do in the future?
Lo que no
I want to make sure that you understand.
asegurar que usted entienda.
Que no tengo que más.
I don't have to drink.
I don't care if you want to drink.
Si quieres.
I don't care. If you want to drink, don't get into a car.
Mete en un automóvil. Okay.
What did we just learn?
¿Qué aprendiste ahorita?
Pues que no tengo que meter, si tomo no me tengo que meter en el,
If I
no
drink,
tengo que manejar.
I don't need to drive.
I'm going to suspend your ability to get a license for 2 years. Do not drive until you get a license.
No maneje hasta que obtenga una licencia de conducir.
Did he say guilty or no? How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Culpable o no culpable. Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement. Good luck to you, Mr. Hernandez Ramos. Thanks. First, I can go only here. All right. Consecutive? Executive? Sentences?
I'm sorry? Too late, guys. I got you.
I was just, Mr. Dean.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. This is an off-docket matter, Judge. Client was here yesterday. Her name is Miss Patricia Mendoza. She's here again today. We had bond conditions given to her stating that she cannot, have any contact with the complaining witness or her husband. I don't know why her husband was included with that, but,
Yes, and so this was, from what we know right now, we're trying to kind of look into it deeper, but the husband was a witness. This was two female, same male, I could actually, I'm okay with her seeing her kids, like.
Does he want to have contact with her?
Okay, so that's, he's not supposed to complain, we haven't spoken yet, he's listed as a witness.
He's not complaining.
But he's with her, has the other woman, right? And then she comes in.
So.
allegedly, Judge, because I have a
Sure,
different story.
sure. So my thing is, I mean, we can step out right now and call him.
Do you mind?
Please.
I'm right there.
And as soon as we get the okay, then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is him.
Yes, yes, sir.
It can be no contact, so what do you? No, not just. That's, yeah, his name is. But we're not children. And then not, we'll just forget this. Okay, thank you.
Yes. John say about Lopez? Yeah, no, Randall. I know he approached, but.
Oh, we were waiting for DVD, so I guess if you want to roll it. We'll go through the list.
Page 9, 110. I was told we were in the supervision order. I don't.
Sorry, Mr. Torrance, hold on.
Um,
I know.
And right below it on Garcia, it's not 243 days.
Yeah, he just told me that. And then
I don't know why it says that. It's really like 90 something days.
I saw it. I'm gonna try to make a note.
Yeah.
Don't do that again. Page 11, Gonzalez, That one looks like, on air.
Okay.
So did you want to do the warrant, if you want to read it in one by one?
Yeah, I guess issue the warrant.
Hey,
Mr. D, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Judge, I don't want to say it. I'll let the state tell you, but it's okay. But I think it's appropriate for them because they talk to them.
Absolutely correct, Your Honor. So they're still in a marriage together and have children together, and he's okay with contact.
Okay, so we'll amend.
No threatening or harassing. Okay. Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, ready?
Yes, sir.
You guys don't have an old case. It's only 100 days, right?
You're correct on that, but JP wants to set it for trial on Troy Gibson.
Okay.
Because we have,
Is discovery complete?
yes, we believe so, and we have some evidence that
It's not an old case, only 100 days. It's,
Troy Gibson.
yeah, it is. I know I say,
I had
yeah,
the wrong day up, Your Honor, my apologies.
Troy Gibson. I'm okay if they're, if they're okay, then I'm okay to pick whatever day you want. Ramona, it's a really young case, so anything's good. 2 months.
July 8th would be the next one, Judge.
Sorry, are you also not taking anything?
Well, we have, our guy's not gonna take anything. We have footage that says it's not.
I mean, yeah, I just, can we have an eval setting before I just, with the trial docket,
You okay with it?
Yeah, we can take an email. I mean, we want trial dates, but if they need one more setting to eval, I
do we have a
mean,
pre-trial conference date?
Sure.
Or, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if it's bad, I'll dismiss it.
okay, yeah, so whatever.
Okay.
Works for us.
You guys pick whatever you want. I'm okay.
Perfect.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Defend the trial docket.
I got you.
Chief, you gotta send those new conditions to the clerk.
Yes, I go.
Yeah.
He followed the conditions on that.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Okay, home slice.
Like very.
Oh, but he has to be. They were born. Yes, he was still involved in. Yes. I think one was translation. Yes. Yes. All right, Judge, you ready?
Yeah.
Page 11, Great House, did you grant that?
No one ever approached me.
Okay, maybe Ramona.
Victoria, remember that's the one I asked you to reset for 5:20?
But 520.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Next is page 18, last name's Patrick. Your council approach on that one to vote it.
Yeah, 5,001.
Next is page 22, Booker, lead. Are we expecting a dismissal on that second case?
Yeah, guys, we need a nolling on Rooker on the AFM, please.
Yes, Judge, other than.
And then next is page 25, Weathersby. The minute was required today for drug testing and failed to appear
Okay, so 10,003.
on vote.
Yeah,
And council deliberated to check to see if you filled out 7 times.
Got it.
And then also, Judge, real quick, I need to buzz you.
yeah, okay. All right, okay. Yeah.
Several lawsuits involved. Okay. Jump in the call. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We thought well.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I thought we'd be together today. 6 months.
When you get to the thing, I'll be bound.
Even lost again. I can't believe it. I believe it lost again. Yeah, that's true. What do you mean by that? That's what I'm sorry.
Josh.
Boy, yeah, thank you. Thank you. How are you? Good. Thank you.
I just received a single done. I ended up trying to sing it in and it just kept getting rejected. But I didn't complain. It was like, there's only like 3 cases. And I was like, okay, this is not working for me. I quit. Yeah, I mean, but I saw in the paper that there's a big deal. It's sort of like, this is a big deal. A lot of work. So they pay. Yeah, deal about it. Was all I had noticed was it was taking longer than expected. Yeah, you know, for the vouchers to be processed, right? But eventually they would. I had one night meeting for the checked it by the computer screen. Yes. Hit back. So there were my part, and then another one where it was kicked back because I hadn't been attached on the right day, right? You know, so that's my why. But other than that, you know. So mine were weird. I put in there like my you know, the dates and I was in court. But then like anything I did, you know, I didn't get credit. Yeah, I didn't risk it. I did for it. It was like that's really better. And so they were, it's just, I just like, I don't know why. Yeah, that's, you don't need another headache, right? Yeah. So I went to the meeting. It was basically a Matt gripe session where everyone, you know, voiced their issues with voucher processing and kind of, you know, how to address them all. Yeah. And try to get personnel to process vouchers. Yeah. And apparently they've got a couple of people, even staff. Oh, good. Yeah. So, you know, things are, at least the problems recognized it was for us. That's neat. So that's why is that why they're doing? That's already comes from that. The what? Well, there's like some deal in the paper today about no pay.
Oh, in the paper today?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't read that. I've been running around down here. I was looking for your contact in the poll, right?
Yes, sir.
Cole Vanis, okay. So I got your email address from the case information and because I need to serve this on somebody, you're attached to the case. It's a motion, it was the thing I approached on. It's the release order.
Okay.
In the middle of PTI.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just saying, I looked under public contacts.
Right.
And under here, and you know, granted, I'm not using the portal, I'm using the Expire, it's the one that has all my info in it.
Right.
So I put the add the public list, and so just give you a heads up, if there's no email address there for you.
Oh.
And see, most of the other PAs who've been around for, you know, at least a few months, have their info in there.
Right.
But, you know, I'm just bringing that to your
Yeah,
attention.
no, thank you.
Sure.
Been around for, I'm approaching 2 months.
Approaching 2 months,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Well, I think it has to do with getting a trial setting, because once you get a trial setting, you have to e-file stuff.
Right.
So if you got to e-file stuff, you got to put your info into the system. So anyway, I've been waiting to mention that to somebody because like, yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. This, maybe it's because this one is about to, she's about to finish it out.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know this shit. So this, just. The judge has said something but I was gonna ask you if you were looking for, we forgot the if you holders, district correctional organization. Okay, so I'll take that as a, yes, I'll just. I would like to talk. See all over here, you do have to look at the second care of the password and then after that. Because it's good.
Hey, here's what you say. Good, always good to see you. What's cool? Mr. Torrance, you're hanging in there? Good, guy? Yes. Okay, just see. You got the red lane. You know what's it? Those been a long examination of options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I hope that brought something, man. I don't see. I got to make it feel, you know what, I ain't gonna talk to y'all, do this. Small way, you know.
It can't be that far. The one that so I could text you, you know, I shoot over. Don't have no evidence, so I don't need no promise. All right. He might be shaking up for a person. What's the? Yeah, we well, we're not.
And then out.
That's a good mix. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, just make sure that it's all of the city hard.
You're out there.
So the release,
No certainty. Going in a one-way street on my main highway. 3 hours already. You never know, man. So you never get mad at yourself. Never, trust me. You know, you those 6 or 12 pieces, the only one.
Yeah.
No guarantee, but. Do what everyone needs. It's the only time you can take it. Right. No, let it get to
now get to work.
No.
On your own.
Never known. Take care. Take care of your lives. Always like to see you. All this. You felt good in this Roger neighborhood. You know.
Oh, no.
Give your hands up. Okay. Yeah, it's. Yeah. Sorry, I got copies. Right, it's pretty cool.
Help. Oh, yeah. You know what, there's some help. Log on. Make some entries.
What's up, Trey?
It's gonna be. So I.
And then I'm on.
Wow, I can't see it out.
I don't think it's a question, but.
You know.
This one, they make. I don't want to do it either. I don't want to do it. Sometimes I get the first my name. Or.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, I wish I could be more help to you. I know that I reset the case, put it on docket.
Yes, it was the.
May 21st, yeah, okay, so, I mean, if nothing else, my statement heard was about 2 weeks, I'm gonna be responsible to about what I mentioned. In the meantime,
Yeah.
well, I suspect it would be the 21st. Let me talk to the coordinator here. What's your name?
Roxanne?
Roxanne? Yeah.
Oh.
Roxanne. I understand it was set on 21st. That means.
No, so the PR bond was supposed to just start her release.
So you want to be in
Instructions is supposed to be daily. Y'all come up.
Yeah, I might,
Mental health.
no, probably call her, she might come in to.
So usually.
My sister doesn't do very fast, she's like, so you're gonna have to make us work.
So what I understand is that we've had set up a free transfer. So I got a little class to date on.
You gotta make sure tonight, last night.
With this all, I did everything. I called people at Paris, email to make sure that they, knew. We picked dates, right? So I'm afraid of an arbitrary date having gone up.
Hours, instead of whatever, 21st. That you're gonna use instructions to.
Okay.
And then walk.
Well, there was no place to date on this order, so I didn't put the date on. They're gonna leave it as before.
So they like pick up, I want to say this.
Oh, really?
Make sure that they're ready, if they're not being.
Okay, well, I'll sit back as we listen on. Maybe, it's really. Find out.
So the clerk's gonna need the special release instructions dates, because otherwise she has a bond and she'll be released in process today. Unless.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on the board. Yeah, but. Well, no, it's. It was on Monday. It was on Monday. 6 of mine. Well, I know. I need very good.
He'll sign up to like 2:30.
Oh, you know, 23, 20. Oh, okay. 20.
He's still very good.
Yeah, me too.